The sandbox. Think back to when you were 5 years old. Making a friend was the easiest thing in the world. You walked into a sandbox, looked at another kid, and asked, "Do you like dinosaurs?" If they said yes, you were best friends for the next 3 years. You didn't care about their job, their social status, or if you looked cool talking to them. You just played. Childhood friendship was accidental, effortless, and pure. But as we grow up, the sandbox disappears. Suddenly, that same simple question feels terrifying. Making a friend as an adult feels like trying to solve a high-level math equation in a room full of strangers. It's heavy, it's awkward, and most of us just give up before we even start. The school bus. The biggest reason you had friends as a kid wasn't because you were more charming, it was because of a concept called proximity. When you were in school, you were forced into a building with the same people for 8 hours a day, year after year. You didn't have to schedule a time to see them. You just existed in the same space. Your brain uses something called the mere exposure effect. This is a survival mechanism where the more your brain sees a face, the more it automatically starts to trust and like that person. As an adult, your school bus is gone. You go to work to perform, not to bond. You go home to a private house designed to keep the world out. Without a forced environment where you see the same people repeatedly without effort, the friendship engine in your brain never gets enough fuel to start. The mask. As kids, we didn't have a reputation to protect. If a kid asked someone to play and they said no, the kid just moved to the next swing set. But as adults, we wear a mask of being busy, successful, and totally fine on our own. We are terrified of social rejection because we think it means we aren't valuable. We worry, if I ask this person to grab coffee, will they think I'm desperate? Do they already have enough friends? Am I being a burden? This fear creates a vulnerability gap. Because everyone is wearing a mask of being perfectly okay, nobody makes the first move. We would rather stay lonely and cool than be friendly and rejected. We've forgotten that the mask we use to protect ourselves is the same thing that keeps everyone else at a distance. The calendar. Adult life is a series of checklists. Work, gym, groceries, sleep. Every hour of our day is accounted for. This kills spontaneity, which is the oxygen of friendship. For a real bond to form, you need what researchers call unplanned interactions. Times when you're just hanging out with no specific goal. When you're a kid, you have thousands of hours of this nothing time. As an adult, seeing a friend requires checking calendars 3 weeks in advance. By the time the date arrives, you're tired from work and you almost wish they would cancel. We've turned friendship into an appointment. And you can't build a deep, soulful connection through a 60-minute scheduled slot once a month. The wall. The wall is the mental barrier we build called the friendship threshold. When we are young, the door is wide open. As we get older, we become more selective. We start looking for people who match our exact interests, our exact politics, or our exact lifestyle. We build a wall of requirements that new people have to climb over. We think we are being smart by only picking the best friends, but we are actually just making the sandbox too small to play in. We forget that some of our best childhood friends were nothing like us, they were just the people who were there. By raising the bar for who qualifies as a friend, we often end up with no one at all. The third place. To fix the lack of proximity, you need a third place. Your first place is home. Your second place is work. A third place is a neutral ground where you can accidentally meet the same people over and over again. Historically, these were churches, local pubs, or village squares. Today, these places are disappearing, replaced by digital screens. To make friends now, you have to manually build your own third place. This could be a weekly run club, a specific coffee shop every Saturday morning, or a hobby class. The key isn't what you're doing, it's the repeat factor. You need to become a regular somewhere so the mere exposure effect can start working its magic again. You aren't looking for a best friend on day one, you're just looking for a familiar face. The brain gap. Did you know it takes about 50 hours of time spent together to move from acquaintance to casual friend, and over 200 hours to become a close friend? This is the brain gap. As adults, we often expect a deep connection to happen instantly. We go to one event, don't meet a soulmate, and think, well, that was a waste of time. But your brain needs time to lower its guard. We underestimate the sheer volume of boring time required to create a best friend. You can't hack this. You can't speed it up. You have to be willing to sit through the awkward 50-hour gap where you're just getting to know someone's name and their favorite pizza topping before the real friendship actually begins. The first move. Here's the truth. Almost everyone around you is just as lonely as you are. They are also sitting behind their masks, staring at their calendars, waiting for a sign that it's safe to come out. If you want to change your life, you have to be the one to break the silence. You have to be aggressively friendly. This means being the person who says, "Hey, I've seen you here a few times. I'm X or Y." It means being the one to send the first text and risk the no. The sandbox didn't actually disappear. We just stopped asking people if they liked dinosaurs. Stop trying to be perfect and start being present. The world is full of people waiting to be found. Go find them. If you learned something from this, like the video and subscribe for more life, explained simply. Tell me in the comments, what's the one dinosaur you'd still use to make a friend today? Remember, being a little weird is the only way to find your people.